Good afternoon, trustees and members of the audience. Thank you very much for inviting me today to give this short presentation. My name is Lionel DeMay. I'm the fictitious CBO of the fictitious Pacific Unified School District. I'm talking today about the cost of paper. I want you to think for a moment, if you will, about timesheets and the process we go through with timesheets. We have an employee who fills out the timesheet. It goes to somebody who audits to make sure that the dates are correct, that if somebody was sick, it's actually on the timesheet. Then it goes to somebody else who audits a budget code, who audits the numbers. Then it gets typed into a system somewhere, and eventually the employee gets a check. It's great if it's fine, but if the check's got a problem, it comes all the way back and you have all the checking again about that piece of paper. What I want to do is have a look at the cost of that. And as an example, I just want to read a little bit from an article that UPS did. They looked at the cost of switching from a fob for the drivers to a fob from a key. That saved 1.5 seconds per package. That saved them $70 million. So that's a kind of analysis I want to do here with the cost of paper. The third part of that process, the savings, is to look at the technology involved with that. Why am I doing this project? Well, first of all, I sign a lot of timesheets, and I don't want to look like that 10 years from now. It's kind of impressive. It's a benefit to my district. I spoke to the superintendent. He said, go for this one. I spoke to the CBO, who said there's time to have a look at this. I'm also a person interested in this. I came out of the high-tech industry and did a lot of technology. In fact, when I first joined the district, I was really shocked to see that we had typewriters. 10 years later, we still have typewriters. So the same kind of process is happening. There's also a very important underlying concept here, which is the value of work that people do. So if you're doing a lot of small, low-value things, it takes a lot of time. What we want to do is try and transition to a place where we do fewer but very high-value activities. So part of the process of looking at that is to look at those kind of activities. So it's not just a time saving, it's also a productivity savings. What do I want the outcomes to be? Well, I want some happy employees. I've never met an employee who likes filling out timesheets. I've never met somebody in the payroll department who likes auditing those timesheets. So part of this is to make the whole process easier for everybody, is to make it more efficient. I also want to broaden this out. So I'm going to be specific to the district, but I want to try and build a model which can be used with other districts. So when we look at these things, if it's a district with 1,000 ADA, the solution may be different to a district with 20,000 ADA, but I want to try and find a model which can be applied to all of those. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do through here is build a network of people who've worked on this problem, right? So that network will be both in industry and in education. So to summarize, I'm really looking at doing three things here. One is trying to understand the processes and how much time they take. The second is building a financial model that helps understand the cost of some of those paper processes. And when I say the cost of paper, I really mean the cost of the processes around the paper. And the third thing is to look a little bit at the technology which could be used to solve that problem in different sized districts. Thank you, and I'll be happy to take questions.
Hi, you talked about your project's cost of paper, which I was relatively